Hi everybody. I just wanted to do a quick video for you to go through how I would edit a green screen photo. I'm going to give you access to this photo, a little dog on a green screen. And if you want to use that for your green screen project, that'd be great. So let's get started. I'm going to try to share my screen with you. First of all, it doesn't matter really how you make your selection. I'm going to use the quick select tool. You could use the new tool in Photoshop that they call the object selection tool. It's really just a matter about getting, or you could, drag and drop. You could use the pen tool if you wanted. I'm going to use the quick select tool to give me the background, which is the whole purpose of the green screen, is to make a uniform background that's easy to get a hold of. And the color green is pretty arbitrary. It's just that it isn't a color typically found in people's skin. So it makes it a little easier to get a hold of the background. Obviously, if we were photographing frogs, we would want to probably have a red background or an orange background, something completely different from the subject that we were going to. It's why weathermen don't wear green colored jackets, because they're being photographed against a green screen, or for video, sometimes a blue screen. So let's switch. I will switch to sharing my screen with you, and we'll just go about doing some edits to the little dog here. So let me share my screen. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so here's our little dog, and like I said, we could use any one of these selection tools. He's on the background layer right now. Could make a new layer. There's no reason to. Photoshop will do that for us. So I'll just try the object selection tool to start with, and you drag and drop that right over the top of him. You'll see it did a fair job for me. It missed out on his little tail. So I could just hold down my option key, or rather, I don't need the option key. Hey, let's try that again. Drag and drop over. There we go. That time it got it. So it was just a matter of the positioning. So this is just a rough selection that Photoshop's going to make for us. You can see it's not perfect up in here, but that's okay. We're going to say sample all layers and enhance the edge, and object subtract. You want to take that away. And then we're going to say select and mask. And you'll see I'm showing my view to be on black, because I think that's a little easier to look at. You could look at it on layers, on black and white, on overlay, whatever made more sense to you. I think it's a little easier to look at on black. They've got a different set of tools that comes up when I'm here editing in the mask, and they include things like quick select, the edge refinement, the brush tool, again, that object select. I could lasso things. We're going to use this refine edge tool, and I'm going to zoom in on the little dog because I really want to see that edge. And you can see if I just drag that edge refinement tool along the ears, see how it's sensing that the green is actually not part of the little dog. So it does a pretty nice job of that. Saying, hey, that little dog is not actually green. You want to get rid of that. So I'm going to just drag that along. This tool can respond the same way everything else by using the brackets to be larger. I'm going bracket to the right, bracket to the left to get smaller. So now the picture of the little dog, the tail is actually pretty fuzzy. So I'm not going to get too worried about that. It's not going to do a great job selecting because there isn't an edge for it to find. And we'll just give a quick ask Photoshop's. Remember, this is this tool, the Refine Edge brush tool. You'll see as I go along, looks pretty good. It's always been the hardest thing to get soft edges that look natural when you are getting rid of a background. In places, this dog's little ear is very much like someone's hair would be on a background. All right, so that's not doing too bad. Could push it a little further, but I might not. I could also do something here called edge detection. So I could say, hey, you know, can you, by pushing that higher, you see the change in what is actually being selected. I'll go way high. So it's looking for more information. I actually want to not go too far there. I could elect to shift the edge, and I'll do that. See how I shifted it in? So I got rid of all that little soft green edge. Now, doing too much looks awkward. So we want, looking for that fine line between getting rid of the green and shifting that edge too much that it starts to look fake again. We're going to say that this looks pretty good. I want to output this to a new layer with a layer mask, and I'll say OK. And you'll see I now have got my old background layer, which is shut off. I've got a new layer with a layer mask that's doing a pretty good job of masking out the background for my little dog. Now you'll see there's still a little bit of green on there, and I can get rid of that a couple different ways. I could edit that mask, go in with the brush, just a plain old brush tool, and I'd want it to be pretty small, and I want it to be very soft. And I could just click here to make the brush black. I could just go around that edge and paint out anything I don't like the look of. Probably do it at a much lower flow, so that I got a more natural look. But just go around that edge. So I can continue to edit that mask as much as I think I need to. I can also go here under the brush, and I can do this color replacement tool. And I have to be on the puppy itself. And I'm going to select kind of a medium gray color. I need to, there we go. I want it to be even lighter than that because the fur is pretty light. I'm just going to ask it, whoops, where's my brush? This color replacement tool, and I'm going to use that here where there's any little bit of color. You'll see what it's doing. I chose color that's probably a little too dark. But if I don't like the green, actually it's color replacing with this gray. I might choose to go white with it. So color replace. So you can see the green disappearing, and so it's not getting rid of those pixels the way we were when we were selecting the mask. It's just changing them to a not green. So you can use color replace without a mask, with a mask. It comes in handy. Here we go, some pixels. So we don't care really. We just want a natural looking color. I need to, I've got hue selected. Maybe I'll do color. That's a little better. So just get rid of the green, making it a color that we think we would rather see on a dog. I'm going to sample. Hold down the eye for the eyedropper and sample his fur. And that does a better job of giving us. I'm going to keep sampling. There we go. Until we get to a color that is actually a better color for this little dog. Yeah, here I would want those ears to be a little bit darker. So it's just replacing other colors with the color that I have selected. Probably it's contiguous, it's using color. If I used a bigger brush, see, I can do more areas at a time. So really, I'm just using this to get rid of that kind of green cast that was left when I got rid of the green background. I could also use it here on his nose. If I sampled up here, I'm doing eye for the eyedropper, for the gray, and I just go over the nose. It's going to decide to replace other colors. Now, here his eyes have a little green in them. Maybe I don't like that. I don't want any remainder of that green. I'll sample out in the white, and I will just paint over that pale green color. So you can choose to use the color replacement brush for those edges. See if we can't get them to look a little less green and a little more the color of the dog. Right. Okay, so I would go around. I'm going to say this is exactly what I want. He's looking pretty good though.